So if I make a new token, Jeremy token, and I give it a supply of 1 billion, and then I sell it to Jet for $1, well, we've just created $1 billion cryptocurrency. Took 5 seconds. The only problem is it's not like we can sustain $1 billion of sales. In fact, the first person to sell is going to crash the price to zero. So Do Kwon thought he was a genius at making up this system, but really he just made a hyper accelerated Ponzi scheme that operated at twice the it's self-fulfilling, right? Because as people are buying Luna to mint UST, that pumps the price of the Luna, which gets more people excited, and it just spirals up and up and up. But the exact same mechanism works on the way down, which is once people start cashing out of UST at the same time as they start selling the Luna, then it just gets worse and worse for everyone involved as the people at the end try and get their money before it's all gone to zero. So we've seen this huge rise in Luna token, which was over 100 and something dollars, and then on the May the 5th it was $86, and in the last week or so, or in the week or so to May 11, it just hit a cliff and it just fell down to 0.01 cents. So the whole thing just went completely bust. And anybody who was paying attention to my channel, hopefully you would have got out ahead of time, because I was on a podcast with Joel Valenzuela 2 or 3 days before it happened, calling this out as a massive Ponzi scheme. So hopefully anybody who listened to that would be okay. But one interesting wrinkle to the story before I get Jenny and Jet's takes is that there was this element where Do Kwon, who's now feeling like he's the king of the world because his coin is going insane and he's getting really rich, thought, you know what, I'm going to make some mint moves and I'm going to back my token with Bitcoin, BTC, which is obviously yet again another thing that if you think about it for more than 2 seconds makes no sense. If the stable mechanic works, why do you need it to be backed by anything? And if it doesn't work, well, then you've got bigger problems than whether or not you've got Bitcoin BTC to back, and you're essentially turning the whole thing into a leverage bet on Bitcoin, but with also custodian risk, similar to the way that Michael Saylor has turned MicroStrategy stock into a proxy with extra custodial risk bet on the price of leveraged Bitcoin, right? So he purchased all his BTC to back the coin, but then once things started to fall apart, he of course had to sell them, which exacerbated the problem because that depressed the price of the whole crypto market, which is also bad for Luna, and everything kind of came apart. And unfortunately, there's been multiple reports of people who have killed themselves over this, basically because their entire net worth just went boom to zero. And it turns out that a lot of people in Luna didn't understand any of what I've just explained, and they had put their entire net worth on it, which was because of this thing called the Anchor Protocol, which was giving a 20% yield. Again, where did the money come from that? Well, it was just funded more Ponzi scheming. You're basically taking money from people who'd invested in Luna to pay themselves back out of their own money the yield returns and not be able to give them their principal back.